Hunter Fournette asked Shea any smoke around potential cornerbacks LSU may be trying to perform a backdoor flip on. That's a good question. I've not heard anything. I think the cornerback room at this point, and you've already got a bunch of DBs committed, comes down to Toviano is being recruited at corner, announcing tomorrow, Thursday. Desmond Ricks, who's obviously being recruited at corner, visiting this weekend. And then you've got Isaac Smith, he's a safety. And then Denver Harris, obviously, who is the talk of the Jordy Collada show plenty.
A staple here.
A staple is getting looked over by the staff and Brian Kelly, obviously. So those are the corners I'm watching. So I think that the corners worth watching right now are the ones that everyone is publicly talking about. Phillips Clinton said, from DeParish, Shea, what is going to be a recruit that no one's talking about too much that LSU might grab away from a big P5 team no one's expecting? So like a flip type person. Shout out to the River Parishes or the Parish. I'm not sure. What would be the Parish?
He's a big fish guy, so wherever you can get to water pretty quickly.
Okay.
He's fishing all the time and drinking beer.
My
Clint
man.
from the Parish. Staple in the Collada show.
Let's see. If they were to look, people are talking about him. If they can flip Komorian Pimpton from Vanderbilt,
he's still holding strong with Vandy.
He's holding strong.
How many offers?
I'll make some calls on that today.
Okay.
Not live on the show. That would give away who I'm going to get that info from. But
yes.
He was at LSU this past weekend. I'm sad that Stewie's not here for this segment. He's a fan favorite of Stewie's. But his 6'6", 225, 230, or 40, whatever he is, the film's insane. Everyone said seeing him in person was like, yeah, like that's a day one player somewhere. So LSU can obviously sell him on playing time at tight end, can sell him on the exposure he'll get being at LSU, developing in this program. But we'll see. It does not seem that any other teams, I know Texas offered, but are making any headway there. LSU is the only visit he made beyond Vanderbilt, so we are monitoring this one closely over the next week. That would be a massive one that I don't think many people have talked about beyond like, oh, I hope we're going after that guy or what will happen. Like if he ultimately does somehow end up in the class, it could be one of the best players in the class.
So that leads me to why is he still stuck on his Vanderbilt commitment? I'd imagine he's starting to get major D1 offers, correct?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's not even reporting them at this point, how many teams everyone has reached out. So he's holding strong. Vanderbilt's sweating, trust me.
That's what I'm wondering. I mean, it feels inevitable.
Because there is nothing they can do. They're not, and I don't think he's a big NIL play at all, but they're not going to be some big NIL player. And also, if you're up against LSU on just a pure football front, that makes it tough. And he's a Texas kid, which is a little bit closer.
And it's a position of need for LSU.
And it's a big position of need.
Now, it's the red carpet treatment.
But I would imagine, and I apologize for not knowing Vandy's tight end room, he would also play there immediately.
Yes.
So I think he's okay on that front.
You did mention Denver Harris. Real quick, have you heard anything on that front? And I believe Jordy mentioned that they are having a meeting today.
Today's the day of the meeting.
So when would you expect an announcement?
I don't know. Because then it could be a thing where it's like, okay, come in on a visit and spend some time, like an extended weekend and all that. So it could be as early as the week. I don't know. We don't have a lot of historical data with transfer portal and how quickly it happens. Like
especially in this case.
You get a green light, how quickly does that mean you're in? And then before a kid goes public, there's all sorts of like compliance stuff in terms of like your academic transcripts and all of that.
Yeah.
Stuff that as high school kids you've got figured out for a long time. In the portal, they're getting all that info very quickly and having to be like, yo, let's get...
And I'd imagine A&M isn't going to be quick to help. They can probably log...
Slow on the trigger?
Yeah. And I think we talked about this last week, but does it feel like he would be able to return to A&M, or they're kind of like, hey, you're good. We don't want you back here.
Certainly seems like him and Chris Marshall and some others got told to leave.
Yes, and so
which would explain why they're being very diligent with looking into it.
And that was going to be, but
see where you go from there.
Other options be for Denver Harris?
I don't know.
Any other schools from?
Yeah.
So it seems like, just putting the puzzle pieces together.
Well, Florida, Corey Raymond recruited him to LSU, so you would think Florida could be in the mix. But LSU seems to be the one that everyone is watching.
And to continue on the DB front, Toviano
announces tomorrow. The best way I can tell you, and look, maybe tonight he calls all these coaches and tells everybody, and potentially stuff could leak out, or people will start to have a little bit more confidence in what's happening. But sources high up, even on the LSU side, read this the same way every fan does, which is, well, if he's not coming to LSU, that would be the biggest shocker of the cycle, because he no-showed everybody else. No visits to games at their, campus, any of that. I've mentioned it, he's seen A&M and Texas play this year, but at neutral sites. He made it to multiple LSU games. He rushed the field for the Bama game. He was at the Bayou Splash. Everything that he did pointed towards LSU. He showed up to the A&M game wearing an LSU hat. Subtle, though. It was the black,
the black on black.
The black on black, so you got to really zoom in.
And that seems like
you got to know what you're looking for.
Well, exactly, and it seems like that's how Toviano's recruitment has gone. The message may be there. You just have to look a little deeper. As with when you look at the visits he's taken.
Yeah. Look, I'm riding LSU into tomorrow.
Are you officially?
I will be. I'll be putting in a pick, but I'll be putting in an L. Unless I hear something today that's like, oh, okay, never mind. Never mind, I guess.
I don't know what I thought I knew.
But I'm trying. And I was told, and he said this, we've talked to him a number of times. Billy catches up with him a lot off the record on things. Every LSU visit he made, he brought more family with him. So, there was very much a sense of the interest growing and growing and growing. Brian Kelly went in home last week. They're seeing him today, so that's some scoop. I haven't even put that on the site yet.
Oh, a tidbit.
So I'm rolling LSU.
I love it.
For now.
And then that's what makes me, in the perfect world, if you're an LSU fan, if you're able to get Denver Harris out the portal, Toviano, which leads me to the third, Desmond Riggs. If you're able to pull all three of those, a weakness going into the offseason all of a sudden becomes maybe a strength.
I'm not going to call it a strength until I see everything they have.
But if they get those three, then...
Well, that'd help in a big way.
Because right now LSU's in a bad spot.
Yeah.
So, at least it's not a dire situation. It becomes a little bit healthier.
I think corner and tight end are the two they need help at the most. So, yes, however they can finish here. They have some corners committed, but getting guys like this would be raising the bar another level. It's what you want.
And you mentioned tight end. Did LSU not just pop?
Jackson McGohan, who I know he's listed at 210 or something. They said he's 235 in currently. We need to update some heights and weights there, but big kid, really productive senior year. Was committed to Cincinnati. Denbrock, LSU's OC, was the guy who offered him at Cincinnati before he came to LSU. So nice ad. I like this ad. He'll help out. Mason Taylor will be your guy, and if you land Komorian Pimpton, then that room got a whole lot better with those three. If you don't, I think you'll have to go to the portal, even beyond McGohan and Mac Markway and Mason Taylor. I just think you might need one veteran who's done it and can really help you out in the blocking game, stuff like that.
And
especially if they want to run the offense that Denbrock wants to run.
Yeah, but I guess my point of this is I don't know if maybe they let Cole Taylor know that this guy was coming in and was going to be flipped because you saw him hit the portal. And I'm just trying. This is my first. There he is. Come on in. Not yet.
He's still working.
No, he's still over there. Shout out Stewie. Two-timing. Hey, you get double pay for this. Producing 2 shows at once, Coach.
Shea the power.
Man, I'm telling you.
Somebody in the chat's so upset. It's like, bro, we talked to Carter about it. It's okay.
No, it's still ongoing. Don't put that out there. Don't speak. You speak for yourself.
I'm speaking for myself from my point of view.
I'm still in
the content is totally different. YouTube Power Hour and see how many things come up. It's a lot.
Dana Kraft said, "Hey, finally here for a live chat. Always miss catching these."
Welcome.
Is this our first woman in the chat?
Well, we have
Because I've been bamboozled like 4 times already.
we have Miss Taylor,
That's her son.
and we had Sheila.
Sheila is confirmed.
She's confirmed sweetheart.
Yes. Welcome, Dana.
Get your questions in.
Get him in. Normal Guy asked any update on Isaac Smith. Well, he'll take his official visit to LSU this weekend. Safety out of Itawamba in Mississippi. I always say it, very, very tough to take Mississippi's best kids out of Mississippi. If you go look at their commitment list, all the best kids in Mississippi are committed to State or Ole Miss. That said, most Ole Miss people thought it would be LSU or State. I think LSU's kind of been the team to beat quietly. Obviously, with Mike Leach's passing, State's in a real tough spot here with signing day a week away and Zach Arnett and that staff having to kind of carry things. So we'll see. I think they've got a good shot here. I do. Isaac Smith would be a nice ad for them.
Is that uncouth to be able to start poaching Mississippi State recruits because their coach passed away?
No, I mean, you're still recruiting the same kids you were all along. I mean, they're taking commits right now. I mean, you've got Raydarius Jones just committed there. Mm-hmm. LSU's corner out of the portal. So for
Mike Leach big
for the sake of the program, they've got to just keep it going. Which sucks, obviously.
That's an insane situation, obviously. Rest in peace to Mike Leach, but I don't feel like he was very big in the recruiting game. I don't think that doesn't seem like part of his personality.
I don't think it matters what head coach. No head coach is carrying that kind of water. Like to make, it's everybody. It's the assistants. It's personnel. Those
Well, it feels like if Nick Saban walks in the door, that's a little different, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, if Nick or Brian walked in here right now, we would shut up and listen.
Exactly. But it feels like that's part of, just some coaches are more interested in the recruiting aspect of it because we talked to Keelan Moses yesterday, who is probably going to be a pretty good player, hopefully for LSU.
His little brother's already bigger than I am.
His little brother
Kids
fans
in like 4th grade
are massive. It was just the genes in the Moses household are. I mean, I'll take one more if you got the time, but he was talking about Jordy was asking like who his main recruiter was for LSU. Thinking he was going to get Frank Wilson. He's like, I've been talking to BK a lot. And that's like, oh, it's already full go from the head coach. And so that's why I was mentioning, trying to tie the two together.
Okay. I don't know. That sucks for them.
That's
crappy
just
situation.
A brutal situation.
So prayers and thoughts up to all the State folks out there. I love State people, so always shout them out. Yeah, okay, I'm going to roll through and do some
get to work.
Some quick work here. Let me see. Dana Kraft, Dwayne Official, looks like a major rain delay. We're here, Dwayne.
We made it.
Damn, Dana said, thought the storm got y'all. We're good. Lyle Bellany, not baloney. Any updates on Pimpton after the visit? No, I haven't heard anything that would lead me to believe like it's done, he's going to go to LSU, or it's done, he's sticking with Vanderbilt. I think he's probably mulling over his options right now. But I'll tell you this, LSU rolled out the red carpet. It was a here's what we got to offer type of weekend.
Which usually goes well.
Look at this big stadium and all these championship trophies and all that,
So come look at this Heisman, probably get a little hype video.
Kenny Stalter Bean 9198 on Twitter. Wow, this torrential rain is horrible. Is it?
No, they're all making fun of the weather report because everything got canceled.
I got it. It is raining now. The smelling salts killed Lloyd. No, the smelling salts and Red Bull have Lloyd alive.
Alive.
Miss Taylor said, Miss Taylor's son in this bit.
Welcome.
What's up, Miss Taylor's son?
Not Miss Taylor.
Cordell Music, Shea with the Bengal Tiger hat. You see it. Stewie has his. He just doesn't be rocking it, so I had to bust mine out for today.
I can't seem to find how to get one, even though I have it on 3.
And I'm
account.
washing a couple of other
one
hats
over.
currently. I can do that for you.
That'd be great.
Yeah, y'all have enough gear around here. You're fine.
We'll do a swap. 1 for 1. Yeah. Hold up a picture.
I'd
Sign
go.
it. Yeah.
Thanks. Dana's just getting involved right away here. Red Bull, which flavor? He's on original. He's an OG. Sugar-free. But she said the new winter edition is fire.
I can't get the calories.
All right. Hunter Fournette's in the office, or at home, I don't know. Said it'd be nice if this lady would stop vacuuming next to my ear. Cliff Nelson. Cliff Nelson's upset about the Power Hour name. We're talking about it, Cliff. Trust me. I'm in talks with Carter. We're good. We're good. Cordell had his Red Bull. Hunter, yep, they do cost too much for how small they are. They are ridiculously priced.
I know. And then if you go bigger than like the 12 ounce, if you're walking around with a 20 ounce Red Bull, you look like just a maniac. It's too big. Too much caffeine. So that's why I stick to the 12, but then I probably will pop another 12 here for mic'd up.
Dwayne Official said, man, I didn't see any Bingo Tiger videos this week because Billy was out of town. I think he was hunting. Somehow Billy works and he's at his hunting camp. I don't know. It's impressive. But
I didn't know Billy
we'll be recording our recruiting pod, and then we'll have another pod later in the week. Now that we don't have games anymore, there's no reaction pods.
Yeah.
We figured the mailbag would mostly just be people asking about recruiting, which we'd talk about anyways. So shout out Dwayne Official, though.
How long did it take y'all to realize that? We were like, we can just kind of scrap this thing immediately.
A couple days after that game, said Matty B. I don't know if
I think we're done.
I think we're going to move on right now. Don Juan Jose is Denver on an official visit, or just talking to BK? Just talking, but I do think that could maybe lead to an extended visit where you come with some family and you get a feel for the whole staff and all that. That's my understanding of things. Y'all are the Denver Harris
Stan Club.
So if you need to speak to that, you can, of what this meeting.
It feels like it's a let's make sure we know everybody's on the same page type deal. It's a let's evaluate him in person, get to know him, because a lot has changed, I'd imagine, since it's high school recruiting. Let's get some of these stories straight. If everything that we think we heard is, we just got to get a face-to-face to make sure we know what we're taking here and make sure it's really just what's the word, the buzzword of Brian Kelly? It's we're getting aligned here. Let's make sure everybody's aligned. And so if it goes well, I'd imagine you'd see Denver in the purple and gold. I just don't know when.
Okay. Hold on one second. I'm scrolling through.
A lot of old Bash talk. I wish I would have gotten to one, because I know those people were definitely very I'm sure they weren't very reactionary.
Thunder in South Baton Rouge right now, Brian said.
Uh-oh.
When I left from over there, it was just starting to rain.
Get your naps in.
DM Will, what's up, guys? What's up, DM Will? 1974. Charlie Oliver, let's get that Cruton scoop. Let's get it. PSAX. Interesting. Do you think Cardell Thomas hits the portal after Doomerville's decision yesterday? I'm not sure. I guess with the Louisiana kids, it's different. It's a big reason why I've said you should just recruit Louisiana kids this day and age as much as you can. They're more likely to stay because their family's here and they've, have familiarity with the program. Doomerville's a Florida kid. I'm kind of watching. Look, if you're returning all 5 of your starting O-linemen and your 6-man, whether that's Dellinger or Bradford or whomever you consider that to be, if all those guys are coming back and you're an older offensive lineman and you're not one of those 6 guys, then I would think that the portal is something you're seriously considering, and that would be fine. That's natural attrition. If you're older and not starting this year,
at some point we got to play.
You're probably not dethroning anyone from that group next year, and we already know who the kind of 6 deep are. Plus, you're signing Zaylon's Hurd is a really good offensive tackle. DJ Chester's a really good guard. Like, these guys will come in and be ready. We'll see.
What would you think?
So I don't know. I have no idea if Cardell hits the portal or not, but I don't think it's just a Cardell thing. I'm watching all of those linemen who are behind that front group in terms of who played this year. As Shea, are more LSU kids in the portal than expected. Right now there's 11 I think, 10 or 11. As close to signing day as we are, there aren't enough good uncommitted kids to replace them. Is taking 10-plus portal transfers the new normal? I think losing 10-plus portal transfers is the new normal. I don't know if taking it is. I don't think LSU will take that many transfer portal guys. I have the number in that.
You say 8 to 10?
Yeah, 7 to 10 range, 5 to 10 range. That's a broad range, but I think it'd be more along that. And obviously you have well over 20 high school kids committed. That was flipped a year ago, so they're getting back to which it should be, which is heavy on high school, portal for best available or kind of helping fill any worry spots you might have. But I have maintained that I think LSU will lose more kids to the portal than they gain. We're on track for that. And everything so far, every kid that's entered the portal so far from LSU is not a surprise. Like, it's guys that are looking for more playing time, which is the point of the portal.
The only one that feels surprising was Besh, and that's why I think people have started to kind of put an ear to the ground, or at least pay more attention for who is leaving from LSU, because of you lost somebody that felt like they were pretty much blood purple and gold, and then for Jack Besh to have to make that tough decision, it's like, oh, okay, you can lose almost anybody to the portal.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like people started to pay attention, like, oh, is LSU going to have some attrition? Because I never thought that Besh would leave LSU no matter the scenario.
Someone asked about Ethan Fields. Do we think that LSU will flip him? I don't think LSU is on him really at the moment. And I think if they did need a center beyond Charles Turner, that they would go to the portal for it. Ethan Fields has been committed to Purdue, but Dutchtown kid did get an Ole Miss offer today or yesterday, and I think he's going to go ahead and visit there. So that will be something to watch. Let's see. Yes, he's going to visit Ole Miss. So could end up in the SEC. Keep an eye on that one. Out of Dutchtown. Shout out to all the Dutchtown folks out there.
I'm trying to find where you are.
Okay, Cordell Music. Anything about Aaron Anderson coming to BR? I do think LSU is the team to beat for Aaron Anderson. I feel good about saying that. That's the only portal guy from Louisiana native that has gone in that I can say 100% would be a take, and that they're like pursuing and that has interest. So.
And correct me if I'm wrong on this, but isn't the rule over at like the unofficial official rule at Edna Card that he makes like when players commit, he doesn't like for them to decommit. He like if you're gonna announce, I know, but he puts an emphasis on it. And
yeah, but I mean, again, when he committed to Bama a year ago, they were the number 1 seed going into the playoffs, and LSU was 5-5 or 6-6.
No, but he was committed to LSU at first.
Oh, before that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then obviously they had Orgeron gets fired, so he was able to, I guess renege on his commitment. And
he was already going to flip. He was like saying it was 50-50 like while he was committed. Do you remember that?
Yeah, you're right. But
he's now in the portal, so Bama's out.
He's a Louisiana kid that had interest
If
in
he
LSU.
was 50-50 on Bama LSU, Bama's 50% is no more.
Right, so that makes it 100 LSU.
Stock.
Yes.
I do, and look, that could potentially solve your return game issue. At least give you another guy there. And he would certainly be able to compete in the receiver room. No doubt about that.
He just brings something to the table that you don't really see a lot. He's a game changer.
Stu3, hashtag Shea, could we land Ricks, Toviano, and Denver Harris? I mean, it's a possibility. You said that would be your dream scenario there of getting some corners in the room. And obviously Isaac Smith is out there. So, yeah, you could. I don't know if that's likely, but you want to come away with at least between Ricks, Toviano, and Harris, they need to come away with 2 of those, in my opinion. Pick those as you may.
I do want to get your feelings on Desmond Ricks. Obviously, you saw him just visited Alabama, but threw up the L's on his video.
I saw that video.
Yeah, so I mean,
I don't know.
It means something.
Life.
LSU. I mean, everybody knows what that means.
Is this all that? It doesn't mean anything else up there. It's just like chilling.
No, when you're on a recruiting visit,
could be guns up. Like Texas
Tech. Now, if he
Tech.
had done it like Brian Kelly and flipped it around, that would have been
level.
a telltale sign. Yeah, absolutely. But has his percentage for you changed at all? It's hovering around 88% on the U13. So do you still feel good about where Ricks is with the LSU recruiting?
Well, I think it all hinges on this weekend, and I think it always did hinge on the final stretch. So obviously, if he's just coming off Bama and Florida visits, I would probably say Bama and Florida, the team's fresh on his mind.
Mm-hmm.
Now LSU gets that same shot, and they get the final shot, which is big.
They get the final shot.